a million, or well, welcome to Cents and Sensibility, where we like to talk about money without the stress. My name is Chris. I'm here with my good friend.
I'm Phil.
So in today's episode, we're going to be tackling the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle that no one wants to live. Over half of Americans live this way, and honestly, it's just not okay. And it's not because they don't earn enough money. It's not because, the systems, feel stacked against them or anything of that sort per se. But here's the thing, breaking out of that cycle is possible even if you're working with limited income. I'll show you 3 practical steps to start building some breathing room in your budget today. So step 1, let's just talk about, tracking where your money's going, right? So I know it sounds basic, but you'd be amazed at honestly how many people don't know where their paychecks actually end up. The key is to track everything, right? Sounds overwhelming, but it's really not. So think groceries, things like coffee, subscriptions being a big killer, right? Random Amazon orders that you probably don't need, but yeah, literally, if you track every dollar, you'll get it figured out, right?
Yeah, man. I had a friend once who swore they didn't spend that much, but when they tracked their spending for a month, he realized that they were spending $200 on food delivery, and that was where his paycheck was mainly going, was to food delivery. Yeah, start with a spending tracker app like Mint or something like that. Once you see where your money is going, you can start to make smarter choices then.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. I think honestly, most people don't use apps to their advantage. There are a lot of good ones out there, and obviously, like you said, it's all about starting to make smart choices that will help in the bigger picture of things, which honestly leads me to step 2, right? So build a small emergency fund. I think we've said this plenty of times. You can start small. I'm talking $500 is what I like to tell people. If you really want to go big, start with $1,000 and work from there. Just enough to cover those surprise expenses like car repairs, unexpected medical bills, these kind of things. And taking these steps are really crucial because most people rely on credit cards to handle emergencies, which is just keeping the cycle of debt going. We're trying to break the cycle, right?
Yeah. Let's say your car breaks down and it costs $600 to fix. If you have an emergency fund, you pay it, you move on. If you don't, you put it on a credit card and now you're paying interest, and that $600 repair could end up costing you $700, $800, even more. Automating a small savings, apps like Acorn can round up your purchases and stash the spare change into savings, without you even knowing it.
No, man, I think that people really underestimate the power of spare change, especially with the app Acorn and stuff I've used in the past. It's really beneficial. It's come in super clutch in plenty of different situations, which, for me, it's nice that everything with that is automated, which brings me to step number 3 or tip number 3, man. Automate fucking everything. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account, because if you can set it and forget it, you'll more likely be in better shape for savings. Even if it's something small like $20 per paycheck or something bigger, automating your bills, right? So that way you're never late on your bills, because honestly, between late fees and interest rates, they add up so fast.
Yeah, Chris, I once set up an automatic transfer. It was $10 a month into savings. And honestly, I barely noticed it when it was gone because it's only $10. And by the end of the year, I had over $500 saved and I didn't even realize I was saving that much. Many banks let you set up multiple savings account for that specific goal or for a specific goal. Label one emergency fund and another one big purchases to, stay organized. And it's really not that hard to keep track of. I promise.
All right, so go ahead and drop it in the comments. Have you ever felt stuck living paycheck to paycheck or ever been in that situation? Well, what's one step you've taken or plan to take or have taken to break your cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? Love to hear what's working for you or has worked for you. Again, like we said last time, we're just trying to build a community here, for a place for people to find tips and tricks to, better their financial health, right? And breaking out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle isn't about big dramatic changes, right? It's about starting small and taking consistent steps, to track every dollar, build a starter emergency fund and automating your savings, because that's going to help you better handle your bills and, developing those habits that will give you more breathing room that you need to take control of your finances and lead to better financial health as well. And as always, if this episode gave you some hope or a new idea, hit that subscribe button as well as the like button and share it with someone who might need it, and don't miss out on our next episode where we're going to break down the best strategies paying off debt faster. And as always, keep your cents and sensibilities in check.